All right, hello, fellow cinematographers and people that want to be cinematographers. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about filtration. And you're probably thinking, ooh, what are we going to do? Pro Mist, black satin? It's going to be just NDs, IR NDs? More letters equals better? Is it going to be any of that? No. It's going to be the actual filtration that matters. And what does that mean? I don't even know. I sort of spaced out there for a second. But I think probably one of the most important things on set for a cinematographer, especially in the commercial world, maybe even more so in the narrative space. You are a filter. Yeah, you, cinematographer, you are a filter. What does that mean? That means you have to consume quite a bit of information and then pass through the information that is necessary, right? You are the filter between the signal and the noise, both up the chain of command and down the chain of command. Right? The director is going to tell you a lot of things that is not necessary to pass on to other people around you, but that you have to remember. And likewise, you're going to have to do the same, right? The crew is going to pass information to you about problems, about things that are going well. You have to decide what is important enough to pass up the chain. Is it going to go to the producer? Is it going to go to the director? Should you bypass both of those and go straight to the production designer? You are going to have to make these decisions in your head. If you are not good at this process, guess what's going to happen? You're going to cause a whole lot of trouble for no reason. And what don't people like? People don't like people who cause trouble, especially for no reason. So you need to learn what information is necessary to pass on to a director. Can't get a set of lenses that you talked about, you were promised, these were going to be the lenses that we're going to have for this production. Trust me, it's going to be amazing. The director put it in the treatment, like we're going to get this specific look. If you can't get those, probably important enough to let the director know, like, hey, there's an issue. Do we want to do something about this? Where, hey, I'm getting pushback from the producer. I'm getting pushback from the line producer. Like maybe we're spending a little bit too much money on the techno. We're going to have to push money elsewhere. Well, if the techno crane is an enormous thing that the director pitched on and is really important and that's all they've been talking about the entire job, guess who you should alert when you get that information, right? They're probably the line producer or the producer. They're probably bypassing the director for a specific reason, right? Because the director's going to lose it. So they're pushing it on you to then tell the director. So you have to decide, okay, well, that makes sense, right? The director's doing 10,000 different things in pre-production. Do I really want to take time out of their day and alert them that we're not getting this techno? Probably. Same goes for passing it down the line. Like if you're talking to your focus puller or your second assist in the camera department, like they need to know some information. They probably don't need to know the motivation for a certain room color, or they don't need to know why a character walks from left to right. All they have to know that is a character is walking from left to right. And you have lots of things to do on set. You got lots of things to do in pre-production. So you need to decide what information needs to be passed on, what doesn't need to be passed on. And the way that you do that, experience, listening to other people, or really screwing it up. When you're starting out in this career, you think that other people are going to be up to speed as much as you are. And that's just not the case. Like the crew is never going to be as up to speed as you are. They shouldn't be. Right? They're doing other things. They're working 5 days a week. This might be your only job for the entire week. So you've had much more time to get across all the things that we need, all the things that are necessary. So then the job becomes high level. Do we have all of those things? Are all the boxes ticked? Like I'm looking after the entire team, making sure everyone at least has at least a high level understanding of the tools, the motivations, the areas that we're going to be in, what is and what isn't important each and every shot. And then I'm passing it on. I'm looking ahead to see like, oh, wait, did we forget something? Did we not have this piece? Did we not remember from our conversation 3 weeks ago that we're going to need this necessary component? Like those are the things you're looking out for rather than the minute details. If you're having to look after the minutia of set, like you've got other issues, you've got personnel issues because those people have responsibilities. They have to filter up to you as well. Like I don't want to hear about all the problems that the lighting team is having. I don't want to hear all those things. I want to say like, did the thing that we promised on the tech scout, are you actually doing that? Is it going to be on time? Is there elements that like, I don't know, maybe something blew or the generator is, not working? Like I want those high level things because then we can come up with solutions. But I don't want to know the ins and outs of like, the electrics, somebody broke up with their girlfriend or something. I don't care. I mean, I do. I always care for those individuals, but not right then, right? Maybe at lunch. That's when you tell me. So you got to be good at filtering. And to get good at filtering, you have to decide what is and what isn't important. How do you decide what is and what isn't important? What actually makes a difference to the final image? What makes a difference to the final project? That could be vibe as well. Like vibe on set, that's going to make a difference to the final image. You want to make sure that if there's problems anywhere, you're looking out for them. You just have to be on top of things. And to do that, I find The way that you can do that the most is by being present on set as much as you can be. To be present on set, you have to tick all the boxes beforehand, which comes back to things like the framework, anything that will allow me to get up to speed as fast as I can on the look process and the steps that are necessary to get the results that I'm looking for. Well, then that allows me to be much more aware on set of everything else. That allows me to be much calmer, right? You don't have to be nervous. You know you're going to get the results. If you do X, Y, and Z, you don't have to think about those things because there's so much going on. You will be, at times, overwhelmed if you are not prepared. And if you are prepared, then you can be a little bit more nimble. If you know the boards, if you know the locations, if you know the equipment, then your mind doesn't have to concentrate on that, and that frees you up to do many, many other things. So get good at filtering. Do not pass on everything that you hear to the director. Don't pass on everything that you hear to the producer. Learn to time those things and learn to understand what is going to be critical to each person's role, right? Gaffer's going to be different than the director. Grip's going to be different than the director. Producer's going to be different than the focus puller. Like, as soon as you understand that and you're able to play to everyone because you are the hub of the wheel in terms of imagery, being the hub of the wheel, you have to decide where to route things and how to do it. And you'll get better as you go. But if you start in prep to understand that you are that hub, you're going to be that much more successful going forward. So good luck with that. And we will see you in the next one. Goodbye.